Happy Humanoids Perspective, where your beliefs are challenged, thoughts provoked, and where you may find your happy place whether you like it or not.
And here are your hosts, Edith and Miles. Woohoo!
Welcome everyone to our show. My name is Miles, and I am part of a team of podcasters today. The other part of that is...
My name is Edith.
Yeah.
And for the first time since we do this, we're apart.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
We're together, but we're apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm at home in Largo, and he is in Miami.
I am in Miami, Surfing City. Well, Miami, Florida. Enjoying the cool weather in Florida.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to our show tonight. We've got an interesting topic. It's, I think, very interesting. It's our podcast is number 28, and the name of the podcast today is The Pragmatics of Moving from Survival to Thrival. And I know thrival isn't really a word, but it sounds so cool with survival. Thrival. So we went with that. So we're going to talk about just the pragmatics of it and just how to get more of what you desire from a very practical, realistic, step-by-step way to do it, and not some romantic way. It's like, I think of like having your goals met, or finding the one true thing that's going to make you happy, or the one true job that's, I was meant to have this job, this is my destiny. That's great, you know, but I mean, I don't know. What if there's something that you like to do that is interesting to you, and that became more of the direction that you went into, and instead of trying to think of this big end all, solving all problems sort of idea of what it is that you desire with your life. Oh, I need just to find that one thing to be happy. What if there's like 1,000,001 things that make you happy? And what if it's just following what you like to do? And what if that's the first step to getting to that place of thriving? What's that? What if it's the survival part is where we deny all of the places that, all of the possibilities that we deny and block all the possibilities that are out there for us. Yeah, so we're going to go into that more.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to bring the other part, the survival part. Yeah, are you functioning in your life from the reaction mode or the creation mode? Okay. Thrival is about creating your life, creating, and survival is about being in reaction. And when we look at the word reaction and creation, those are the same letter in the same order, except for one letter is the C. Creation, reaction. And what is the difference is when we see what is, we can change it. We can become aware of it. So yeah. So when are you on the survival? I'm gonna give you some situation. Maybe you're gonna see yourself in this, and then we're gonna give you tools to, hey, what if there's something else for you? What if instead of being in reaction, what if you can create something instead of, because when we are in reaction, we just do the same thing over and over again. If your life is always the same, maybe it's because you keep yourself in reaction. Even if you desire to change it and your way to change it is about being in reaction, how much do you change when you keep yourself in reaction? It's like Miles said at the beginning, it's about choosing something you like.
Yeah, I want to say also that, we don't always know when we're in reaction. We're just living our life and we're doing our day-to-day thing. And we're not always aware of it's like, oh, hey, I'm just working my job. I'm just like doing my whatever I need to do to put food on the table or whatever. That can be reaction. That's not, I mean, that could be great too. I'm not saying to stop doing that, and that could be coming from a place of reaction, not choosing every day. It's like, okay, do I really desire to work today to put food on my table at this job? Yes, no, okay, for now, yeah. So we're choosing that, But going to, I think what I like what Edith said was about getting into this sort of energy of just like the same survival energy of day to day doing stuff, which, I mean, how much, when you think of survival, unless you're like doing the well, anyway, like the I was trying to think of the movie with catchers, whatever. But unless you're doing survival from a fun place, like you're learning survival skills. But if you're just like day-to-day life and you're surviving, like you're looking where you're just paying the bills. I mean, how much life and enthusiasm and joy is in that? How much do you talk about your job? It's just like your energy just goes down. What about choosing something that is more about something that inspires you, something about lifts you up, and going from there? So everywhere that, sorry to interrupt, Edith.
Oh, that's okay.
So everywhere that you have bought into the rut of living and survival is somehow linked, that you've got to do a certain job or act a certain way or be in a certain mode to live. And that's not really living. So everything that we've sort of mixed up and conjumbled and made as one, will you please destroy and uncreate all that times Godzillion, please.
Right and wrong, in that part and puck, all nine shorts, both and beyonds. So we keep ourselves on the survival mode when we believe we have emotion and we believe our emotion are true and significant.
Yeah.
How many people, when they have emotion, believe that they are true and they are significant? Hey, if I have this, there's a reason for that. I know, I was like this before. So yeah. And yeah, we learn with the access that thoughts, feeling, emotion, 98% of our thoughts, feeling, emotion are not ours. It's about other people. So what if it's about asking yourself, is it really mine? Will an infinite being choose to have this emotion? Yeah, it's about the pragmatic of it. Yeah. When you believe your emotion, yeah, as I said, emotions are who you be. I am sad because you left me, and I am sad.
I'll be back, don't worry. It's crazy when I left, but I'll be back. So
yeah. And it's not about saying that you are wrong about that. It's just about being aware that, okay, this is it's a choice. And when we are sad, it's because, or when we live in emotion, there's often some kind of, the emotion is like the tip of an iceberg, and all the rest, everything, all the thoughts, feeling, emotion that we feed that bring this emotion. What if it's about just clearing that, and you can live the same situation without being in the emotion? Yeah, easier to say than done, eh? Than do. Yeah, when you desire to be right, that's another way where you try to survival. Why? Because when you try to be right, you're always in the judgment. You always have to keep yourself in judgment, because being right means you have to be in a certain way, you have to say the thing in a certain way, you have to behave in a certain way. So, and when you are like this, it's all about conclusion, and a conclusion, where's the possibility? Something else other, and then there's nothing available about. So yeah, when you keep defending for or against something, again, you keep yourself in reaction. Where is the question for you? Because the thrival mode, the creation mode, is about asking questions and perceiving other possibilities, and choose from what you receive as new possibility.
Yeah.
When you keep defending, as I said, your emotion, when you believe you have to fight to get something, okay? The fight, what if you don't have to fight to get what you desire? What if it's about choosing it without having to go in this adrenaline thing? And yeah, so you keep yourself on the survival mode when you are this way. When you try to control others and situations to behave the way you desire them to be, again, where is the question in this? Because when you are on the creation mode, it's about asking questions for other possibilities in your life. When you try to control others, and from this space of fear, because you want them to be in a certain way, because you believe that this is what is best for them, or this is how you want them to be, you love them so much and you want them to be the best of who they are, where is the possibility here, and for you and for these people to be themselves?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and when you desire to get out of a situation and you keep yourself talk about it and never choose anything and never ask any question for new possibilities. Yeah. So it's all about situation. I talk about this because sometimes we're not aware when we are on the survival mode.
Mm-hmm.
We're not aware. We live that kind of situation again and again and again without being aware. It's when we become aware of it that we can make a change. So the pragmatic of that would be first to become aware, and then what am I choosing here?
Mm-hmm.
Am I choosing to continue to feed that energy, or am I choosing to either uncreate and destroy it, or am I choosing something else, or am I choosing another question? Am I choosing to ask a question here?
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere you believe in the power of your emotion as a way, because in this reality, or in a lot of the metaphysical thing, the emotion, you have to go through them. They have something to tell you. They have something to say about you. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What if it's about, hey, is it light for me to keep this? Is it heavy for me? What will my life be in 5 years if I continue to keep that in my life? And what will my life be in 5 years if I choose to destroy and uncreate it now? Because emotion is just an energy. Or is it's about will you return to sender? If it's not yours, will you return to sender with consciousness attached? So what would it take for you to allow yourself to choose when you see yourself, when you become aware, when you're in the survival mode, that you allow yourself to choose for you? And everything that doesn't allow that, will you uncreate and destroy at all times a Godzillion?
Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all night shorts, boys and beyonds. There's something interesting about, like you just said was about, what you said was about acknowledging when you're in survival mode. It's like survival mode, not node, mode. It's like let's say if I'm waking up in the morning and I'm not really, if I'm not jumping out of the bed and like really excited about my day, there's some element of survival that I'm playing out. It's like when I feel alive and thriving and just really excited about living, that's thrival. But if I'm in this space of survival, it's more about this sort of like lower harmonics of energy that is just like, what do I need to do today? And there's something about control too that's interesting. It's like we put so much emphasis on trying to control a situation, trying to control our life, trying to control other people, like you were saying, Edith. And there's something that limits, like Edith was saying, it limits, it confines, it stops anything from moving forward. It's like if we have a planned idea about this is the way it's going to happen, it just stops the energy. It's just like, whoa, and then nothing goes. So what's the possibility of being out of control? And being out of control is not like being crazy, like all over the place. It's allowing, yeah, it could be.
It could be.
Yeah, it could be. That could be that, but I'm not saying it's not just that, or it could be that, or it couldn't be that. It's not. That's not exactly what it is. It's just being open to the possibility of not controlling the situation, not trying to like force. It's like there's so much about force and intention. It's like that's not really intention, like more like aggression, to try to move and push something in a certain direction. And it's just, well, I'll just tell you, I'm in Miami this week for a class on basically how to relate with others, how to present with others, how to receive what they say and listen to what they say, and compliment and move forward and create a scene based on what they're saying and acknowledging them and saying yes to what they have to say and building something from there. It's like building, building, building. And when we say, when we try to control life, when we try to push it, that's like putting a block up and saying, no, this is the way I want it to happen, and I'm not doing it any other way. This is what I have in my mind. This is the way it's going to go. and this is what I'm going to intend to do. So all the other possibilities, all the other opportunities or possibilities are eliminated. It stops the energy dead. And like when we're doing scenes, like if I say yeah to the other person, whatever, and keep acknowledging them and keep encouraging them, it like opens up. The audience loves it. It's like this expansive kind of energy. And that's the same thing with asking questions. It's like, really, what would create more for me in this situation? Okay, say I love collecting model cars, or I love making dresses, or whatever it is that you love to do. It's like, what is it about that could create more for you in your life? That's more in the direction of going towards thrival, like doing something that you like to do that creates more for you. It's like it lightens up and creates more energy for you to be open to another possibility. Like the way I found out about this class was I was invited to come down to a class. The instructor invited me to come down free of charge. I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I had signed up to come down here, and I had booked a room in a Airbnb. And it turned out that this person had to leave for the weekend, so she canceled the reservation with me. And so, oh, and while I was down there, I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll check out some classes, see what else is down there. So anyway, to make a long story short, I ended up finding this week-long class that I really wanted to do. And this other class was like an acupuncture seminar. It's like, well, it's interesting, but it wasn't like my heart wasn't in it. It's like, well, it's interesting. I could probably go, and it might be nice to connect with the group again. But my heart was really like, oh yeah, this is really what I want to do. But it's just following the energy. Like somebody offered me an invitation to go down to Miami. I was like, okay, that feels light. The class doesn't feel light, but going down to Miami felt light. I didn't know why. But yet, when I got to the idea of going to Miami, I had already made the choice. I was going to go to Miami. Then I committed to going. Then this other thing showed up. I was like, wow, this week-long class that is only presented in Chicago is in Miami. I was like, this is awesome. So this is what I did. I followed the energy of what it is I desired, and here I am. So I don't know where it's going to take me. I don't know what is going to evolve for that. But for me, that's like, I call it following the white rabbit. There was a scene from The Matrix about Neo. Anyway, it's a long story, but it's like following the white rabbit, like following the energy of like, okay, that feels light. I'm just going to follow that and see where it takes me. And that's like saying yes to life. That's saying yes to the universe. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what's happening here, but it feels light to go in this direction, so that's where I'm going to go. Yeah, so everywhere we're not willing to be out of control, to defend against not having what we truly desire, will we destroy and uncreate all that times Godzillion, please?
Mm-hmm. Right and wrong, good and bad, part and puck, all nine shorts, bows and beyonds. It's interesting what you said about the control. It reminded me today, I cleared something so strong that was in my energy. I was reading on a Facebook group, Access Facebook group, someone in French, where when she described a situation she lived where she wanted to go to the Choice of Possibility class that begins tomorrow, I believe, or the day after, with Gary and Dane in Paris. Mm-hmm. And she didn't know if she had to, and she finally, it was light for her to be in that class. She didn't have the money, but she chose it anyway. And she received a check from the mail that she was never expecting. And it's like for an inheritance that she could never, she could have never imagined, or I think it's an inheritance, but something like, and for me, what came up was, oh my God, we really are the creator of our life. We really have, and what that kind of thing is, when we create that kind of thing, before I was like more in the space, this is the universe, we don't create that. And this morning was like, yes, we created. Do I allow myself this? And this is where I realized energetically that I was controlling what I could receive from the universe. So everywhere, you control what you can receive from the universe, which can be really what you really desire, but you chose to control it for whatever reason. Well, uncreate and destroy it all times a Godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, so I guess one way, what's the pragmatics of doing this from going from survival to thrival? It's really like Edith, you were saying about how first you got to acknowledge, well, first acknowledge that you're maybe stuck, but also acknowledge what it is that you like to do. That's one thing that I've within the last, I'd say, year, that I've actually allowed myself to acknowledge what I really love to do and what I think that I have more interest in. And just that acknowledgement shifts things. That's like the first, you got to claim it. You got to own it. You got to like say, okay, this is really what I desire to do, and not brush it off, because we tend to like brush things off. And, oh, this isn't the way I thought it was going to show up, or I'm not really good at that, or yeah, I like to do this, but it's really not going to create any money, or all those points of view. Those aren't really questions. Those are just conclusions that don't allow the universe to accommodate what you're requesting. So so everything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge the subtle, little, seemingly insignificant energies of what you truly desire, and you want to keep them hidden, because if you did discover them and followed that energy, you would become much more of what you desire and much more of a contribution to this universe. Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate all that times a godzillion, please.
Mm-hmm. Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and puck, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, it's about following, as you said, it's about following the energy of what you know. What is it that you know for you? What is it that, it can be easy to say that, and at the same time, was there a time in your life where you told yourself, you were in a space and you said, this is where I want to be in my life? That kind of space. I remember I was in a play, and I was on the stage, and while I was saying my dialogue, my monologue, is it how we say that?
Monologue, yes.
Yeah. I was talking to myself inside, and I said, this is where I want to be, on a stage. And and that was one of the things. The other thing for me was, what do I know that is possible for this planet? What is it that I know that it doesn't exist? And is it possible for me to allow myself to just, as you said, to acknowledge it? Acknowledge. For me, it was what I knew was my life would become so easy, so at ease. Mm-hmm. So I was in the 20s, and I was looking for the ease in my life. Of course, I was not looking. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know what was, I guess I had to live and realize what was true. What is true for you? Mm-hmm. What is true for you? And it's about the pragmatic here. What you know. For me, it was about I know that it's possible in this lifetime, on this planet, with everything that is in this reality, that it is possible to create a life of ease. And I know that. So, and what is it in my life? What is the common thread in my life about me? When I invite you to do this exercise. I don't know if I explained it in another podcast before, but write down every job you had, the relationship you had. And for each of these, look at yourself. What did you try to create in this job? What did you try to, for me, when I was a teacher, I was trying to facilitate people's life. I was trying to find what is the trick, what is the thing that I can tell them that will ease their learning, that will ease them, that will help them remember it easily. Mm-hmm. When I was with my family, when I was with my friend, it was about what can I say? What can I be that will ease their life? So for me, it was there to facilitate people's life and trying to find the way to ease, to make things easier. So what is it for you? I invite you to write down everything and look at you. What is it that was important for you in this? What is it that you try to create? and try to find the common, because who we are never leave us. In whatever you say, whatever you do, who you are is always there. So try to find that. What is it about you? And by, as you said before, it's about allowing you to be who you are. And sometimes it's so much there that we don't see it. It's so close. We don't see it, or we don't. And trust in it. Once you realize it, trust that this is, if you believe that you don't have the capacity to do it, what you know for you. Trust that you have the capacity, you have the magic, even if you will develop it when you choose it. You will become much more of who you truly be. And we talked about dreams, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago. Sometimes we believe that we have to be ready to live our dream. What if it's on the path while you choose it, that you will discover a lot about you? Yeah. And when you allow yourself to follow your knowing, when you follow yourself to, trust, to acknowledge your knowing and go with it, at that time, when you follow your dream, you trust your dream that, hey, it's there in me, and I'm going to do whatever is required for me to do this, to be this. You are on the path. How does this? It's never crowded along the extra mile. I remember that it's not something that is so popular in this lifetime, in this reality. But wow, when you choose it, you become such an inspiration for others. What is it that inspires you? What are the people in your life that inspire you? Write down all of that, and what inspires you of them. And then find 20 to 50 people who believes that you have the same thing as they have, with the same intensity. Because if you see that in other people, it's because you are it. Because otherwise, if you could not recognize that in another person. So yeah, it's about acknowledging, and as you said, owning who you are. So what would it take for you to allow yourself to acknowledge who you are in this, as simple as you are? Now sometimes we say, wow, we judge this, it's not enough. This thing, as simple as you are and as great as you can be as well. And everything that doesn't allow that, and all the judgment you put in place between you and you that prevent you from seeing who you really are, will create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, all in shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah, I want to add to that a little bit about this energy of that really sparks you, that energy that has the potential to shift your life so much that you light up when you talk about it, you light up when you think about it, you light up when you see other people doing it, or whatever it is. Maybe other people are not doing it, maybe it's something you have in your head. Cradle that little idea like a little plant, like you just had this, hopefully you care about plants. So if you do, just imagine this little fragile, full of potential plant that you don't be hard on it, just because it's like our mind just wants to crush that plant and say, no, it's not existent. It's not going to do anything. It's like, how can this plant become a tree? This is impossible. So just focus on the energy of what it is that you desire, and not from our heads. Our heads are going to tell it no. It's going to fight it. It's so much automatic response to just say no to something, and just allow yourself to tap into that energy and just get a sense of that energy, and just allow that energy to grow and nourish that energy, and then just quiet your mind for whatever time and just play with the idea of having that grow into an oak tree or whatever it is that you desire. Yeah, because I think we just tend to do that. We just crush things before they even have a chance to start. And the thing is, the plant doesn't actually die. It'll just pop back up when you acknowledge it again. So it doesn't go away, like Edith said. It's like we don't hide from we hide from ourselves, but we don't go away anywhere. We're still aware. We're still aware, and we're still there and desire to living more fully. So,
Mhm.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're getting close to our end of show time. I think we're there.
Yeah. Can I take you as an example, Miles?
Okay. Hang me out on the line to dry. Here we go.
No, well, what we talk about is so true right
Okay.
now.
All
It's
right.
so true for you. Since I know Miles,
We're in the overtime, so you can talk about it. Yeah, like the extra time. Go for it.
since I know him, we have this discussion about what he wanted to do with his life, and every time he talked about, you know, uh, being a performer, it was lighting up, And for these 2 years and a half, he went to this conclusion about how can I make money of that, or I don't know how to move beyond. It was, as you said, crushing that. It was
Yeah, doing
crushing that.
exactly.
Yeah, and we do that so easily. So look at yourself. We do that so easily to just and we put the lid and okay, we continue in our unconsciousness and we continue in our reaction and we continue in an autopilot, and our life never changes. So, and since you allowed yourself to open up to this for you, to choose it and to take action about that, how much change it created in your life?
Yes, just shifted everything that everything's better. I'm not saying that I'm going to make money from what I'm doing. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But that's not the point. Like everything in my life is better now. It's like I'm much more closer to that space of like wanting to like wake up every day excited, jumping out of bed. And I'm much more at that place now than I was a year ago. And I've been doing Access and other things before that. And it's like, wow, when is it going to happen? It's like, well, it's when I choose it. That's when it happens. It's like when I choose that, the universe is like, yeah, it gives me opportunities and possibilities like this weekend or this week-long training.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was available until I accepted the opportunity the possibility to come to Miami for an acupuncture seminar. I'm not at an acupuncture seminar now. I'm at something else, But that's just it, just like making the choice to, to just to own it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes. So what if it's about choosing what makes you vibrant, or just allow yourself, if you're not ready to make the choice, just allow yourself to create some kind of a parallel universe where you allow yourself to think about it and what will your life be, and go there and allow yourself to be this energetically, and there will be a shift. And because you allow yourself to choose who you be, the universe will respond. Ooh, because when we choose that, when we choose what we know, when we choose our dreams, when we choose to follow this light energy, because our dream, it's about lightness, eh? And it works for us. Doing what you're doing right now works for you. And what it creates for you, it's just about, it's this energy that is created when you do what you like.
Yeah, and I also want to add to that. It's like once I chose that, it's like I continue to choose it. I could stop choosing it tonight, and then I can do something else. But it's like I have to get. If I really decide, it's like continue to choose it and choose it and choose it, and then more and more and more opportunity or possibilities show up. It's not as though I choose one. It's not like an end game. Like I choose it now I'm done. It's just okay. Well, that's just the beginning. It's like the iceberg turned upside down. That's just the beginning of something. That's like, this is like the start of something that's bigger and bigger. And I don't know where it's going to go. I it's not important. It's just like in this moment, this is where I'm living in this 10 seconds of like, this is what I'm choosing right now. And that's the only 10 seconds that we have, it's just like, so yeah, that's where I want to go with that. It's a matter of, it's a muscle of continuing to practice choosing and saying yes and saying yes and saying yes and saying yes to the possibilities that are presented. And the more you say yes, the more possibilities you get.
Yeah, and it's about saying yes to you too. It's about saying yes to who you are.
Exactly. Yeah, that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would it take for you to allow yourself to say yes to who you really are?
Yeah.
Yeah, and stop fighting you
Mm-hmm.
and everything that doesn't allow that will young create and destroy it all times a godzillion.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pocket, all night shorts, boys and beyonds.
Mm.
Yeah, if you want to know what that clearing statement means, you can go to our website, happyhumanoids.com, and under the frequently asked questions, it'll have a full description of what the clearing statement is. Also, there's a video by Dane describing it in detail. And also, we have some other our previous podcasts are on our website, and our classes, schedules, and products. What is it? You can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear your microphone.
Oh, it's scratching?
Yeah,
Okay, sorry for the scratching microphone.
yeah. So, okay. So,
Anything else?
no, well, thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks for
every
joining
week.
us today.
Yeah,
We'll be back again next Tuesday.
yes. And you'll be back home.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Thanks for listening, and please give us a honk of support by subscribing, commenting, and sharing the show with your friends. Or, if you didn't like the show, please share it with your enemies.
Thanks, guys, again for joining us. We'll see you again next time on the Happy Humanoids Perspective. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Ciao.